I'm gonna touch him.
Don't touch him.
What is going on, guys? Get123 here, and you're probably looking at this, and you're probably wondering, where are we, and what is all this fancy stuff? What are these fancy chairs and these fancy curtains and this fancy man? There's a lot of fancy stuff going on here. Well, this is my friend Kevin. You guys might have seen him in some vlogs before.
How's it going, guys?
And so, anyways, Kevin and I are actually living together now in the same house, along with a few other people. And so we get to have some good discussions and stuff like that. And so the one day we were talking about video games, and we just started talking about weird video game facts. And I said to him, you know what, that would actually make a great video to just share with you guys. So, big change of pace here today. We're just going to switch it up and give you guys 10 video game facts that we actually found really interesting. So, Kevin, why don't you start us off with number one?
Sure. Now, anyone that's played Mario Party is going to know what I'm talking about here. Apparently, Nintendo allocated $80 million for gaming gloves to people that have hurt their hands on some of those mini games where you have to roll the joystick like a maniac.
$80 million. That is a lot of money on gloves, but somehow I believe it.
Oh, yeah. Now, if this is something I knew about back when I was playing, I would have probably contacted them. And
If I didn't receive them, I actually would have sued. Like, I would have been the guy doing the class action lawsuit for me and my poor little bloody palms. I know there are some people who have gotten legitimate injuries from these. I mean, kids with red, like, bloody blisters. Some horrible things go on with these. So, $80 million of gloves, they're there for a reason, apparently. So anyways, for number two here, it turns out the developers of Kirby's Dream Land 2, they hid a crude drawing of a naked woman in the level Red Canyon 5-5.
A crude drawing?
Do you think we can show this?
Oh man,
this is some
I really don't think we could show that on YouTube.
All right, let's show them. All right, so take a look at this, guys. As you can see here, you got some really just some good stuff going on here.
I'm sure that was a couple kids' fantasies back in the day.
Oh yeah, and a few grown men's fat material probably. The developers were probably just loving that. So
play that level over and over again.
And I was gonna say we should pixelate this and like blur it so you can't tell us what, but it's already done for us, so works out perfect.
Lucky. Less work for us.
All right, take us on to the next one.
Okay, so apparently on PlayStation 2, when you turn on the system and you're soaring through those towers, apparently those towers actually mean something.
What, you mean the startup screen when you turn on the PS2 and
the
it's
splash
going
screen?
Okay.
So apparently those towers actually represent the number of games you've played, and on top of that, the longer you play those games, the taller the tower becomes.
That's actually really intriguing to me because I grew up playing the PlayStation 2, and how many times do you think you turned on your PlayStation 2?
Thousands.
Did you grow up playing a PS2?
Yeah, I had no idea that was even a thing.
And how did we not know that? Great console, by the way. Yeah. Great console. But if only we had known that back then.
Yeah, you would think eventually you would notice oh, that kind of changed, since I remember, but
yeah, after turning it on that many times, then our little feeble minds never caught on.
Never noticed.
We're pathetic. We're plebs. Pleb minds. Anyways, is this mine?
I think
this is mine. All right, so number 4 here. Turns out that when Space Invaders was released in Japan, it was so popular that it caused a temporary shortage of the 100 yen coin, and that was the coin most commonly used for arcade machines. So this game came out, and they actually had a shortage of coins. This game was so massively popular, hey, do you have a 100 yen? No, everyone's out.
Did they just not hire a guy to empty those machines?
Maybe that's it. They're stockpiling them, trying to force an economic collapse or something. I don't even know.
Rioting over it. They can't get the 100 yen coin to play some more.
That's wacky. I wonder if that's the same thing that also bought pop cans and stuff like that. Pepsi probably almost went bankrupt during that. Because how are you selling pop during this?
No one can use a vending machine.
But regardless, all kidding aside, that's actually really surprising. So
very amazing. Very amazing.
Take us on to the next one.
Okay, so this one I've never heard about as well. Might go down as one of the greatest Easter eggs in gaming history. In God of War on PlayStation 2, apparently there were 2 statues at the end of the game, and if you strike them, nothing apparent would happen. But if you kept hitting them, apparently 200 to 400 times, a code would come up on screen. And if you depicted that code, it would give you a 1-800 number. If you called that number, you would hear a conversation between Kratos, the main character, and David
David
Jaffe,
whatever,
the producer of the game. And apparently, if you listen to the whole conversation, Kratos ends up killing David if you listen long enough, which is just amazing. They went through all that, work just for an Easter egg.
I'm just gonna say now, if I didn't know we were filming a top 10 facts episode, I would have thought you were just making that up.
Yeah.
Like, that's way too convoluted and complex that you almost don't want to believe it. But that's actually really cool from a developer level to throw that level of detail into a game just because you can.
Yeah, it reminds me of Grand Theft Auto 4. Like, you just walk into a statue and you see a pumping heart. That's a great Easter egg. But this is on a whole different level.
That is I don't even know what level that is.
Yeah.
Who even found that out first?
Exactly.
Who is that guy who was like, I'm just gonna beat the crap out of the statue for the next hour, just see if anything happens.
Nothing else to do. Why not?
What a sad life.
And then you got to crack the code on top of that.
It's just, man, that's some next level stuff. So anyways, for the next one, turns out that the announcer in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, who also voices Crazy Hand and Master Hand, is Pat Cashman, who is the announcer for Bill Nye the Science Guy and even acted in some scenes of the show. Now, I just included this because I didn't know if you guys would remember Bill Nye. I know we have a wide gap or a wide age range, but if you guys remember Bill Nye, he was a cool dude. You ever watch Bill Nye before?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, science class. I mean, that's every other week.
Bill Nye, he knew a lot of things about stuff, and good, intelligent man. And
seems like he's making a comeback now. I still see him on TV.
Stuff and.
But good for that guy. That's quite the portfolio for a voice actor.
It is. That is some impressive stuff. Yeah. So, this one's yours. Go ahead.
All right. So this next one is involving Diablo, and apparently when the demonic boss Diablo is released in the final level, he says something in a bizarre language, and apparently if you play it backwards, it is actually telling you to eat your vegetables and brush after every meal. Now, for such a dark game to have such a, that's a good message. I mean,
what?
Yeah.
What? So this evil video game boss man is telling you to eat your vegetables and brush your teeth.
Yeah, that's some subliminal messaging, right?
That's some good subliminal messaging. That's like video game companies really caring about the children of America. Like, this is good stuff. Look at that. Yeah. If you ever backtrack that and play it in reverse, I mean, I guess you probably brushed your teeth that night, or hopefully did.
Ate your vegetables too.
Probably ate your vegetables. There you go. Perfect. So anyway here, hold on, I gotta keep unlocking this phone. Now we're going into the wrong thing. Hold on, timeout. Okay, sorry about that. I got it here. So anyways, here on Star Fox, we have a picture on screen for you here. Those on his feet, those are actually not silver boots. Turns out that all spacecraft pilots in Star Fox universe are amputees. Their legs are actually cut off. And they do that because apparently they would lose blood to their brain under extreme G-force. So that's a really weird fact, and even reading that was kind of convoluted. But
that's pretty amazing. They thought about that details in that game. I mean,
that is crazy. And think about from the perspective of Star Fox, that is the definition of dedication.
Oh yeah.
Like when it comes to job commitment.
Well, you had to be dedicated to play the N64 version. I mean, you couldn't save your progress. I mean, you woke
serious?
up, you turned that game on, and you had to beat it one sitting.
Well, that was I remember those days. No. Certain games leaving the console on all night, hoping it didn't overheat, hoping it
freeze. I mean,
oh man, memory cards were they were a pain. All right, so go ahead on to the next.
Okay, so this one is really mind blowing. Apparently, the largest map in any video game is from Elder Scrolls II Daggerfall.
Okay, how big is it though?
It is 62,394 square miles.
Wait, miles?
Miles.
Like miles. Like we're talking like if you could put miles.
Square miles.
That's crazy.
Now, to keep that in reference, I believe Grand Theft Auto 5's map is about, 100 square miles?
I'm the resident GTA 5 expert here.
Let's hear the facts.
The Grand Theft Auto 5 map is approximately 100 square miles. And so what is that one again?
So we are talking about 623 times the size of that.
And how for a grand total of what?
62,394.
Mind-blowing. You wonder, in a game from the 90s, why? Like, how can you even fill that with 90s technology? They can't even do that today.
I mean, how long does it take you to ride like a horse across the map? I mean,
you're talking years of horse riding. I mean, years of... You better become good friends with your horse.
Yeah.
That is just...
It's when you rubber band the joystick and just let it go.
Yeah, those AFK horse riding methods.
That's where it all started, probably.
All right, so I've got my final one. And so, according to a recent interview between Shigeru Miyamoto and the French publication Game Cult, Miyamoto loves Disney, and their interpretations of Peter Pan inspired Link's design. The inspiration could also be why the Kokiri never age. So they're saying that Link is actually a direct influence of Peter Pan. What do you make of that? You like Peter Pan, don't you?
I'm really happy to hear that. I mean, that's one of my favorite video games of all time, right next to one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. I mean,
I have a confession. I wasn't going to say anything. I've never seen Peter Pan. I've never seen Peter Pan.
Come on. Never even like Hook? Hook.
I've never seen Hook.
Name Dustin Hoffman, Robin Williams.
Name some other famous Disney movies. Just start firing them off.
Lady and the Tramp.
Nope.
The Little Mermaid.
Nope. Anybody? What name a Disney movie off screen?
Lion King.
I have
there
seen.
You go.
All right, we'll end on that note because that's good. I have seen. I don't know how. How do we stitch that?
I don't even know if you can.
Do you know when it stopped?
Well, all right. We could just.
Should we just? What? that about wraps it up, guys. We don't really have anything else, so please, we need you more than ever to tell us what you think in the comments below. We really need opinions. We might want to do this again if you guys enjoy it. I think we definitely enjoyed it.
I had fun.
So leave a rating on the video down below, either a like or a dislike, doesn't matter. Leave a comment, and I think that about wraps it up, huh? Yeah. So with that, guys, please stay tuned for hopefully more of these in the future, and we'll see you next time. See ya. Oh!
Wow.
Ah, that hurt.
That did hurt.